Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm the scrapbooking photographer, Linda's my name, and today I am working on a video for Mix It Up Monday. Now that's a hot run on YouTube by a Facebook group called Peace Love Craft Clubhouse, and this month we have a sketch to follow from Inspired Blueprints. Now apparently they are no longer, but the sketches live on in Pinterest. So this is the sketch that we've got to follow, and Mixing It Up Monday means that we combine traditional scrapbooking with a little bit of mixed media and different things. The photos I've chosen are of my brother's cat. His name is Phil and he was an absolute star. Now I took this in black and white because his facial expressions are just amazing. And his colour is also very strong. So I'm going to try and mix the black and white one with the colour. I'll start by mounting these two. I'm going to trim this one down. The sketch says 3x4 and this one is supposed to be 6x4. Well, this is a bit bigger, but I will trim this one down and mount them in black. Isn't he stunning? A beautiful cat inside and out. So I'm thinking with the sketch, because Phil's face is on the right hand side, rather than put the second photo on here, which is going to crowd him a little bit, I'm going to reverse the sketch. So put him over there and this one here. So I'll just put a little bit of vellum in between the smaller picture of Phil and the black mounting, and I think that just softens the difference between the quite harsh orangey colours and the black. So that's what we're starting with. Coming back to the sketch, we've got some mixed media stuff going under here and some strips of paper going down here and across here. So I actually just bring them down a little bit like that. So for the strips of paper, I thought that a strip of this one from the Hey Handsome pack could work quite nicely along the bottom. Okay, it's not scalloped or anything, but I am going to just tear the edges of it just to give it a little bit of a different look. With the two-sided papers, if you pull the paper towards you in your right hand, you'll get the white core showing through. So that's going to be my little bit of difference under there. And then up the other side, I thought to use this black piece, because I'm going to bring a little bit of this colour in behind there, and that's going to be our mixed media. It's always an experiment when I start fiddling with mixed media. But what I want to do is sort of recreate his colour. I have had a little play, and what I've found is mixing nectarine and toffee. It would have been good if I had a distress oxide in the right colour, but I don't, so I'll just put these onto my multi-purpose mat and spray them with water and mix them up. Quite wet, and then if I just mix them with my brush, the toffee tones down the orange a little bit so that it starts to reflect a little bit more of the subtleness of Phil's colour rather than being harsh orange or harsh brown. So then what I thought I'd do is just use a sponge and see how we go. Wiping it onto here. So I'm really happy with the way that colour's come out, and I think it does truly reflect the colour of Phil's fur. So just bringing the photos in now to check that everything looks right and check it against the sketch, and I see I need to bring everything down a bit so I can leave some room for the title up the top. But I'm going to put some silvery sparkly things over the top of the ink that we've done. But before that, I'm just going to have a look at these little embellishments at the top. And the Hey Handsome pack has a few little tabs and things that I can borrow and pop up there with a plain black piece across the top just to blend it in. So getting on to our silver bits, I'm using the Harmonious Pattern stamp, which came out at Christmas last year. And whilst it's not Christmas, these dots seem to be the perfect thing to just randomly put over the ink with a Versamark and then emboss them. So with the Versamat underneath and the sponge side up, it's ready to stamp, but first I'll just wipe it over with the anti-static pouch, and that'll help keep the embossing powder in the place where I want it. Then it's ready to stamp the dots in the Versamark glue randomly all over the inked part. Embossing powder can be messy, but you do need to just sprinkle it all over where you've glued, and this handy little dustpan from Stampin' Up makes it easy to get rid of the excess. So I'll just shake it around, make sure I've got it over all the bits of glue, and then the excess goes into the dustpan so I can put it back in its pot ready for next time. And then the heat tool does its job by transferring it from embossing powder to these beautiful little silver dots. So you can see some of the shine there the way I've angled it to the camera. When I bring it back down and test it with the photos and the strips of paper, I see that I haven't quite got enough and I need a little bit more up above Phil's big black and white photo. So you can see there where I'm pointing it out. So I go through the process again, and this time a little bit sticks where I don't want it because I forgot to use the pouch. So I'll just use my brush and get rid of those lines. Then the heat gun does its trick again, turning it into beautiful silver little sparkles on the page. So I can then put everything back down and know that I think I'm finished with the mixed media part of this page. I'm loving the way it's coming together. So to do his title, which I'm just going to use one word, and that's his name, Phil. I'll use the die cuts and the Cuddle Bug and cut out some pretty masculine looking letters. It's absolutely pouring with rain while I do this voiceover, so I hope you can still hear me okay. I've used the double-sided roller tape on the multi-purpose mat for these letters, and it just means it's easier to manoeuvre it than using glue and having it stick out the side. And the beauty of that is that I can wipe the excess off the multi-purpose mat when I'm finished. I've got the extra tabs out from the Hey Handsome pack and found that little heart which seems to fit well up the top, and I'm also going to add these words "so handsome" down the bottom because I think it's just so appropriate for Phil, and it also brings in another little block of black to go with his name up the top and the strips. I'll also add a few different sets of 3 little gems in different places just to add to the feel of sparkle. But I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank you for watching today and hope that you watch everybody else who's listed in the description. There'll be lots of people in this hop who have some great ideas to share, so lots of inspiration for everyone. Thank you also if you're a subscriber to my channel. If not, then hopefully I've done enough today for you to subscribe, and clicking on the notifications means you'll get told of any new videos that I pop up. So getting back to Phil, I've just found a few black acrylic stars which I'm going to add with a little bit of glue in 3 different spots to finish off his page. I hope you can see the sparkle there, but I will put some close-ups up for a better view. So just checking back at the sketch, remember we reversed it, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Happy crafting, everyone!